Everyone, and welcome back to Middle Age Gaming. Today is the closest we're going to be getting to Halloween. So we're going to be talking all about spooky stuff, scary games, horror games, our favorite monsters, that sort of thing. And that's basically it. There's no other theme.
Yeah, so to wrap up, this is gonna be a very short show today. Thank you very
Yep.
much for
yeah,
watching.
right.
Thanks for listening. It's good.
Too early.
I've got three more pieces of quick news, so I'd love
Sure,
to
go
get your
ahead.
guys' opinions on.
Yeah.
First off, I was reading Destroy All Humans 2 is going to skip the last gen series and will only be on this generation. So is that a sign of what we're going to expect from more games now? Is this the transition point going to be over?
I think we're still going to have a little bit of time before we go fully next gen. I think
I
right
mean, you
now
said
is.
PS5 is now outperforming on the sales, so is that not an indicator? That's got to be where the tipping point is going to be.
It's outperforming the Switch. I mean, it doesn't mean that there's like tons of them out in the wild. No, I don't. I think we're going to see a lot of cross gen continuing forward. I don't think it's. I don't think we're quite at that point. I think that's one thing that a lot of people want to do, but at the same time, I think it's one of those things where developers are still kind of weighing their options because they're like, okay, not everybody has a next gen console just yet. So if I go next gen only, I can make a lot more powerful games and I can do a lot more cool stuff. But I'm going to be playing to a much smaller, or I'm going to be selling to a much smaller install base. So,
E- Especially
yeah.
as long as they have these production issues. As
Yeah,
long as
which
they
they
are not
say
able
should
to.
extend into 2013 now, or 2023 now. Yeah. So
That's
yeah, I think at least through, I would say we're probably not gonna start seeing mostly exclusives until maybe some point, maybe mid 2022, and even then, I think it might be mostly next gen, but I don't think it's gonna go entirely next gen for a while yet.
yeah, because
Se-
Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West will be released what first trimester or second?
It'll be released February 18th on my birthday.
February 18. Yeah, it's gonna be on both. So at
Yep.
least until then, we know that it's not gonna be exclusive.
Yep, and I don't know if God of War Ragnarok is supposed to be on both or not. I think Forspoken is supposed to be PS5 only. Halo Infinite is going to be both, right? It's current gen and next gen, right? And I think Xbox is kind of they especially, I've seen a lot of people kind of lamenting the fact that they don't have any true next gen games and that most of their games are basically able to be played on current gen consoles. They don't have anything that's PC or next gen only. So, yeah.
I've also seen Blizzard cancel their digital 2022 event, their online event, the Blizzcon. So we've been talking about their fall from grace recently and the dwindling numbers. So again, is this something to be worried about?
Um,
So,
yeah,
that's surprising. They just released Diablo
cautiously
2.
pessimistic if that's a
Yeah.
thing. I also heard with Blizzard, apparently, because you heard about what happened in their court case, right? So apparently, some of the lawyers in the current court case were involved in a different court case, and they carried over, but they shouldn't have been handling both things, and they were, and so they kind of botched uh, the whole case, so that these guys are kind of in trouble, and Blizzard, as soon as they saw that, they were like, we need to put not a hiatus, but basically kind of a recess on this, and we need to stop these proceedings until this other thing is sorted out. And so they were basically trying to, stall the proceedings because of because of these lawyers. But then it turns out that I guess California was like, nope, we're going to proceed as we're going to handle those guys on the side, but you're not getting out of it that easily. So But
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw the quote. Let's see, the announcement said Blizzard's intention is to take time and energy that would have been put towards making BlizzCon 2022 happen, redirecting it towards supporting our teams and progressing development of our games and experiences. The company seeks to take time to reimagine BlizzCon for a new generation, seeking to turn BlizzCon into an event that feels safe, welcoming, and inclusive for everyone.
was BlizzCon not safe, welcoming, and inclusive to begin with? I mean,
Yeah.
BlizzCon
Guess it
itself
wasn't.
wasn't the problem, right?
I
uh,
guess maybe the stories are going to come out soon about what's happening at BlizzCon. I suppose
yeah. I
the
always thought
orgies in the
BlizzCon was
basement we didn't know.
fine. Yeah. It was the company that was the problem, not BlizzCon itself. But speaking of Blizzard, you guys have heard about the whole renaming of the Overwatch character Jesse McCree, correct? So now his name is Cole Cassidy. They renamed the character because apparently he was named after one of the not developers. He was named after one of the higher up guys, and so the developers chose to rename the characters. The characters been renamed, and yeah, there's memes all over it. People are like, this is ridiculous. You know, you're just chasing this guy's name or whatever. It's just a name. Nobody knew that he was named after this guy until you guys drew attention to it by changing the name of the character. But apparently, some of the developers did not feel comfortable having a character named after this guy. But yeah, now there's all the memes where people are trying to find, real world Cole Cassidys that are terrible people, or making them up. Apparently, somebody made a fake Wikipedia page for a cowboy, Cole Cassidy, also known as the Woman Hater. Like they had this whole Wikipedia article on what a slimeball this guy was, and I guess somebody found a Twitter account or something to some porn star that had the same name, or so they're just like,
Some people have way too much time on their hands.
yeah. So they're just like, yeah. So apparently the fan base is kind of giving Blizzard a hard time for this, but they've been having a hard time this for a while, and this is. But yeah, I think Blizzard's definitely struggling. I don't think that it's game over yet, but definitely something's going to need to change because on their current trajectory, they are not going to be able to continue like this. So, yeah. You have anything else, Phil, or?
Oh yeah, my last one was Steam sales dates have been released, and they've released the next three. They've released them for the rest of the year. So for those of you who want to save money and go in when the sales are on, October the 28th to November the 1st will be the Halloween sale, the autumn sale November the 24th to the 30th, and the winter sale December the 22nd to January the 5th. So we know not to spend any money between those two periods of time now, and just hold off for a couple of weeks. They're three in relatively short time as well. So
yeah, I'm kind of surprised by the Halloween and the winter sale. It's like, oh hey, we're gonna do this Halloween sale, but we're gonna do it 2 days before Halloween. It's like, what? You don't want people playing these games? It's gonna be like right down to the wire for Halloween, and the winter one with Christmas too. Yeah, it's kind of like I would have expected them to do it a couple weeks early, so people could be in the middle of their games. But I don't know. Guess they want people logging in during those times because I guess those are lower traffic hours, and they're like, all right, let's do that then. Yeah. Any takes on that, Antoine, or you just looking forward to it?
For oh yeah, always.
All right. Well, I got one last piece of news. So apparently Australia has decided that moving forward, any kind of social media, including video games, are going to need to be that have certain age requirements are going to need to be age verified, which basically the only way to verify somebody's age is to link an account to an actual ID number, which as you're looking at the right side of our little graphic here, you can see is reminiscent of another country that has decided that people need to link their personal IDs with their online accounts just to, yeah. So basically the idea is this is supposed to protect children so that a child cannot create an account anymore. Kind of like Facebook requires you to be 13 years old. If you're 8, you can't create a Facebook account because you would need a verified ID to be linked to that account. So obviously the idea is won't someone think of the children? Which is where we get that part from. But so the idea is to protect children, but it does have some people worried because that means all your online accounts, Twitch, Reddit, Facebook, all of these are going to need to be age verified. And yeah, other than linking your ID, people are like, how am I supposed to verify my age? I mean, the current thing is for age verification is click this button. Are you 18 years old? And that's the current age verification. So the fact that there's going to be a law attached to it has some people worried about, anything you post on the internet is going to be able to link back to you. Your anonymity is going to be, other people won't know who you are, but these companies will. So, and the government will. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's not as big a deal as they make it out to be, or?
It's gonna boost VPN sales, I guess.
Well, but it doesn't matter with the VPN because you can't log into your account without the yeah. So VPN, it won't matter with the VPN at all. Yeah, if you want to create if you want to create an Ubisoft account, you would have to pull out your ID and link your ID with it so they know that you're 18 years old and able to play this mature game.
It's nice to want to play to protect children, but I mean, that's not gonna help much. I mean, they can go to any porn website, and as you said, are you 18 years old? Yeah, I don't know if you saw this meme where you have a big field of grass with this little tiny door in the middle. This is, like age protection. You can go anywhere you want around the door. There's nearly no protection for the rest. So if you want to protect, like age restricts, do it everywhere, not just on video game. I mean,
well, it's not just video games; it's all social media online. So
yeah, social media.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure if Pornhub is considered social media.
I don't even know if you need an account for it.
Exactly. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like you
not
can.
sure what to think
Yeah.
of yet. I mean, we want to protect the children. That's definitely a good idea. That would be less for me to watch my children. But yeah, there's still the role of the parents to make sure that they don't play too violent game or anything like this.
Also, I think
I disagree.
Bill disagrees. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think a lot of like what people were saying with it, like in China, they say that kids can only play between these hours, but adults can play whenever they want. And if dad has an account and dad says okay, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like how do you know it's actually a child?
No, yeah, that's
Or how do you know it's actually an adult using that account? If the
hard
parents
to
are,
implement.
yeah. What were you gonna say,
I think
Phil?
it's too Orwellian. I don't like the whole idea of either corporate or government control over the whole internet and the situation. For me, the risks and the dangers of children being on the internet should be a parent watching over them. I wouldn't,
Exactly. I
regardless
agree.
of whether there's supposed to be these checks. You're right. There's so many ways around things. There's VPNs. There's just somebody just using how you have no idea as a child the amount of time that I would go around. If my parents tried to put up a password or set something up, then it would just become my life's work to crack the password or work out what the code was or hover over them or try and find it. So I mean, there's always ways around it that children are going to be trying to outsmart your parents, and they're younger. They're using keyloggers. You can use all sorts of things to try and find out this information. So for me, if you want to stop it, that's not the right place to stop it. And I think it just gives more power, more information to these companies and these organizations that run it. And already I don't like the fact that if I log on to Amazon or something, I already get like 10 items based on your previous purchases or your the websites that you've searched and things like this. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff either. Yeah, because it's always trying to sell me stuff, and that the Amazon for me personally is just the worst because it's like always trying to sell me stuff that I've already bought, and I'm like, I already bought it. I don't need to buy it again. Like, why are you advertising the same thing?
And I'm fairly sure that stuff like Siri and those type of things even listen to you when they're not supposed to, because sometimes I'll just be talking about something and then I'll log on and go to like Google or Amazon and it comes up with recommendations based on a conversation I've just had. I'm like, what? And it happens too many times for it to be coincidence. Too many times that it happened. I'm like, what the hell?
Once is happenstance, twice is a coincidence, three is signs of a conspiracy, right? That's the Bond quote.